that I use probably more than anything else. I mean almost on a daily basis. And that's this plasma cutter. And this is a hypertherm powermax 800. And I bought it several years ago. And it was kind of a spendy little unit back then. I mean, to me anyway. It's about 1,600 bucks, I'm thinking. If I remember right. And but boy, is it ever handy. And it'll cut up to 1/2 inch stuff if you go real slow, but anything smaller than that, it just does a terrific job. So what I do to try to maintain it is every so often I pull the cover off of it and blow it out really good and try to get all the dust and the metal filings out of there, because as you can see, metal filings would probably not be a real good idea in this thing. It's worse than a computer inside. Or maybe it is a computer inside, I don't know. But anyway, I blow it out real good every once in a while, and you know, I've had it probably 14 years or so, and it still works good when I take care of it. And one of the worst things you can have happen with a plasma cutter is get any water in your line at all. So I have my air tank over there so I can drain the bottom of that, and I've got a couple of water traps in between here and there. And then this thing came with a small water trap on the back here, but that's not good enough. So I added in what you got to have if you're really going to have any luck is a really good line dryer like this one, and that'll keep your moisture out of there. So if you get any water in there at all, it'll burn up your consumables at a high rate, and they're not cheap. So just showing you the inside of this thing in case you've never seen one. It's kind of scary to me anyway, but that's what I do. Just take it apart and blow it out every once in a while. So far that's working. One more thing I was going to mention about this hypertherm powermax 800. They don't make this 800 model anymore. They've discontinued it. They make a powermax 1000, I think, now to replace this one. And I guess they changed that name. You know, probably the higher the number, the more it costs. So they just keep making the numbers bigger and charging you more. But one of the things that I never did like about it, I thought was a real poor design, is they've got the on and off switch way back here on the back end of that unit. If you can see that, way in the back. And that thing's 2 feet long, and usually I've got it shoved up against the wall over there, and then my wire feed right in there beside it, and I can't climb over the top of that thing, get back there and turn it on every time I need to. So I built this little deal here, being the archy fabricator that I am. I've got this little unit here, and there's a little rod that comes up off of that switch, goes into my little plate there, and then runs up to the front, and there it is. I've got it designed so I'll just pull on that lever, and watch what happens back there. It just breaks over, shuts off, and pulls over. It breaks over and turns it on, and that way I don't have to climb up over the top of it to turn my unit on. How about that? That's just slicker than snail snot on a brass doorknob, ain't it? Look at that cut, how clean that is. I didn't say straight, I said clean. I'm not very good freehand. I usually put a straight edge up there, run it down there, but boy, she makes a good clean cut. And one of the things that I've always liked about a plasma cutter, I'm going to put you down for a minute so I can put that in the vise, and I'll show you what's really nice about it. When you use a plasma cutter instead of a cutting torch, there's just hardly any slag at all. And what little slag there is, you can take a hammer and just tap that off, and it just comes right off of there. Try to get you in frame. Anyway, that's all clean, really clean edge, and it cuts way down on your grinding time by not having all that slag to deal with, and so consequently you use less grinding wheels, and I like that. So there we are, a little info on the plasma cutter, and remember, always wear protection.